face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's amazing. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. My biblical question. Why are you afraid of anyone on earth? Why are you afraid of anyone on earth? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on the listen line by calling your on TalkStream Live on your iPhone or iPad by calling 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, and what you're doing right now. You can still be listening to the show, the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. You can podcast it later as well. And don't forget to follow us on JLP Talk on X, better known as Twitter, but now X, and cozy.tv. Cozy.tv/JLP Talk. Cozy.tv/JLP Talk. And if you, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. And buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right? Amazing. All kinds of ways. It is Tuesday again. Tuesday already. October. What the? Amazing. Halloween is coming up.
What the?
And Hassan and his dog is ready for it. Come on, man. They're ready. If ever anyone was ready, Hassan and his dog is ready for Halloween. It is not only is it Tuesday again, it is Country and Western Tuesday. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days when the line between right and wrong wasn't so hazy. And Grandpa, when lovers never ran away, stay beside one another, come with me. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Wow, amazing. That's my first time seeing that one. You did that, Hassan? Amazing. Nice. As I'm looking at the wooded area there, the forest, and seeing that stream of water running down, and the birds singing, chirping, or whatever they're doing, it totally reminded me of growing up in Alabama. Another thing, if I can turn back time, I would have everybody grow up in Alabama. Sweet home Alabama, down in the plantation area, not in the city part, but out on the country. And you will see and appreciate life in an amazing way. Amazing. And the country and Western music, I know all of you love it. It reminds me of the good old days as well, because that was a time when we could not get anything but country and Western on the radio. And I grew to understand it, listen to it, and really like it, appreciate it. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. It is a spiritual battle like I've never seen before. And the spiritual battle has been going on forever, ever since Eve ate the apple from Satan. She received it, the knowledge of good, of evil. She became aware of evil when she listened to the devil, and he became her God. So there's been evil and good forever, right? And it just seemed to be, I don't know if it's because I'm becoming more aware of it, as some of you are, or I'm becoming aware, or it's being pushed and it's just everywhere. It's everywhere. The human nature is fascinating to me. It really is. It's fascinating. And I think because I'm starting to understand it better and better, in that the human nature is hypnotized, it is evil, and it's a robot. It just does whatever an outside source tells it to do. And then the inside source of the imagination. Some of you know that, well, all of you should know, but some of you know that there's a war going on in Israel. I really wish Israel well, so I will hope that all of you will wish Israel well through what's happening. But what I see is that it's all evil. It's all evil. These people are acting as though they are attacking Israel for some land or something like that. They call it occupied territory, something like that, occupied land. And it's not about the land. It's not about that at all. That's just the lie that whomever is controlling this thing is telling the people down below them in their mind. That it's about occupied territory. And the reason I say that because Israel has given up lots of land, right? The Gaza Strip and everything. And these people are still not happy. But they have taught the young people that it's about the land in the same way that the blacks have been taught in America and around the world in white countries is about slavery, is about racism, is about this, and it's not. But human nature being flawed, lost, living in darkness, believe it. And they go out and they fight one another and they're in agreement with something that they have no understanding about at all. Zero understanding. And people killing one another, being killed over false ideas that someone else, their leaders told them. This is why you should never, ever, ever have a physical leader. It's fascinating to see what's happening right now as a result of the war in Israel, the attack upon Israel by the Allahu Abba people. And it's fascinating to see what's happening around my country and around the world. How the people are out in the streets fighting one another and have no real clue really why. Why? They have joined sides and don't even know why. And the fight goes on and people are dying. And you ask them on the streets, well, why are you doing this? Oh, occupied territory. Or something like that. And all they're doing is repeating what someone else said. It reminds me of the Bible thumpers. If you pay close attention without judgment, the Bible thumpers, all they ever do is repeat what someone else said about the Bible. Or the scriptures. They read the scriptures, quote unquote, and they repeat them, and it made them think. The intellect, which is of the devil, it made them think that they know what they're talking about, even though nothing changed inwardly. They still think they know what they're talking about, and you cannot convince them that they don't know. Only those who want to know will hear it, and they will return to the Father, and they will see. But you can't convince them. It's fascinating to see this. These people calling for more war. We got to defeat it. We got to all kind of crazy stuff. But I understand it. Forgive them. They know not what they do. And whomever have trained these people to think and act out like this, they're sitting there having a hootenanny of a time getting what they want. Money and perceived power. And glory for themselves. Because they are unhappy as well. There are Palestinians and Jews, young people, that's been educated by the teachers of evil, and they are out there fighting one another. And they don't know why. If you really, really question them, why are you doing this? They will say what they've been taught, but they won't understand that. And if, let's say Israel decided to give them all the land over to the Palestinians, right? These people who are fighting one another in the street, they're not going to get a piece of that land at all. But they're out fighting. I would recommend, do what you want, that you wake up. You must overcome the intellect. You must overcome thinking. So not only will you see what's going on within yourself, but you will see what's going on within others. And you will lay down your weapons. Lay your weapons down. You will take control of your own life, and you will live your life and let other people just live their life if they want to stay in hell. It reminds me of a married couple or a couple that's dating or living together. And the wife is controlling the man forever and a day with sex or food or mama attitude or whatever. He's going through this so-called relationship trying to please her. And then one day the man wake up and he like, what the? And he starts to take back his life and the war starts. It begins. The woman have a Allahu Akbar fit and she go to war. And she go and build an army against them with the family members and her mama and her mama and everybody. And they join forces with her and go against the man. And she pretend that it's about something else, when in reality, is about losing control of that person. She's losing control, and she would just make up the, oh, you don't support me emotionally. You don't feel my emotions. You don't care. You this and you don't listen. And what she's saying is, you're not in my hell anymore. Come back into my hell. And if he refused to come back or go back into her hell, this situation happened with men doing this to women as well. In many cases, men will become violent if the woman doesn't stay in the hell with him. You beat her. It's a fallen state, folks, and you can overcome it. A little update on Israel here. And for some of you, as a reminder, some of this may be new information. This is from Breitbart. Joe Biden Afghanistan withdrawal led to chaos. A lot of people remember that, right? His Ukraine-Russia policy played a major role in Putin's decision to invade. Remember when the Great White Hope was in charge, these things was not happening? China has routinely humiliated the U.S. with the drones and everything else, buying up our land. China has routinely humiliated the U.S. on the world stage, and Biden is responsible for the crisis at the borders. The border in our country is beyond out of control. Out of control is not the word. Chaos is not even the word anymore. The only word I can think of that would really fit what's going on there is evil. Because everything and everybody from around the world coming in. Have you ever wondered, all these people coming in, are there terror cells being built? Are they doing to us what they've done to Israel? They set it up, terror cells, and when they were called upon, they reacted. They did it. And don't you think it's amazing that, talk about human nature, that our government, our own government, is deliberately leaving the border open, inviting these people to just come on down. We'll give you a driver's license. We'll give you Obama phone. We'll put you up in amazing hotels. We'll build tent houses for you. We'll transport you to whatever city or state you want to be in. Our own government is assisting in the destruction of this country for money and so-called power. That's what it's all about, nothing else. It's about self. They have no love. And they are putting all our lives at risk. And if and when an attack happened upon America, they're going to come out with sob stories of how much they love the country and we got to unite together, we got to fight. They're not going to come out and say, you know what, I apologize. I was greedy. I left the door wide open, told them to come on in. But they'll come out with other different kind of stories. We're here to save you. That's what they're doing in this Israel-Palestine thing. They have the people fighting. Biden won't even close the borders of our country. What would Jesus do? Jesus took care of the homeless, lying on Jesus. Breitbart is also reporting that the Biden administration is said to have recently greenlit an agreement with Iran to pay the terror-supporting regime $6 billion in exchange for 5 detained U.S. citizens. $6 billion. And a lot of people are saying that this is where this war is coming from. And so far, I haven't heard Biden say anything about Israel. He haven't spoken out as far as I know. If it happened, I missed it. What's happening to Israel? Or maybe he's still partying at the White House. It was reported that you could hear a band playing at the White House. Or maybe he's running around with his dog, watching his dog bite people. He ain't got time to talk about Israel. What dog? Or land up at the beach. Or maybe he's riding around in his Corvette. Come on, man. Anything but holding a press conference to support Israel. So forth. From September 13th, just imagine he gave Iran $6 billion. How many walls could we have built around our country to protect the American citizens? How many, how strong we could have built our military by taking these weak leaders out of it and putting in real leaders of the military. And they gave them $6 billion. From September 13th, according to the Daily Mail, the Iranian president says his country will use $6 billion in unlocked funds wherever we need it. We're going to use it wherever we need it, even if it's nuclear weapon, right? We said wherever he need it. If he need to build a nuclear weapon, would he use it for that? We will use the unlocked fund wherever we need it. This money belongs to the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we will decide how to spend our money, of course. The $6 billion that was given to them by our country. And let's not even consider the money we were giving to Ukraine. But we have to pay more taxes, they say. These folks say, according to the Daily Mail, they're going to use that $6 billion wherever they want. It's their money. Well, I guess they're right in that sense. We gave it to them. How can we tell them what to do with it? We gave it to them. Well, my country did, my government, I didn't. Amazing. Human nature is evil. And this is all that human nature can ever do to itself and to others. It's to rob, steal, and kill. Human nature would kill itself, trying to kill others. Because what you do to others, you're doing it to yourself. And what we see in this big picture with this war going on, it's happening in your little private world too. A war. In your mind and outside of your mind, inside of other people's mind, they're having a war and attacking you, and you're fighting back. I want to show you human nature, how fascinated it is because it's so evil, and it knows not what it's doing. This is from the Miami Herald. Supporters of Israel and Palestine held opposing rallies in Fort Lauderdale at which several protesters were attacked. Watch this from the Floridian. Amazing, huh? Think about that. They're out there fighting. Why? How is that helping the war? What good is that doing? And what will they receive from it? Think about that. They heard about the war. They jumped up and ran to the street and attacked one another. Why? And when the dust settles, they're not going to get anything from it. Just a fake feeling of being in a fight, and then go back home and go back to their boring life and be brainwashed some more in the colleges. Isn't that amazing? But they're out there literally fighting one another. And whomever have brainwashed these people and have them doing this, they're up there looking down at them, laughing how silly they are. Can't believe that they are controlling these people like this. They are fighting one another. They don't even know each other. Think about that. I used to be there. I totally understand it. I participated and even put on several rallies over the years. We out there fighting one another and got nothing from it. The government still did what it wanted to do. The borders still were left wide open, even more so. The blacks are still fighting the whites. The abortion is still going on. We got older and moved on, and another generation took over the fight, and everybody continued to fight. Who have you fighting? Who? And how, just think about it, your fighting like that has not done anything to change anything. It has not benefited you at all, except being out fighting. You feel good about fighting. Oh, I'm fighting for the country. I'm fighting for the occupied territory. You ain't gonna get none of it. Why don't you start thinking, know thyself and see what's going on and see how you're being set up? And it's like that in your world. You join a group against another group in your little world, and you fight one another because somebody else told you to. God said, go and forgive. Satan says, go and fight, and you obey the devil. In your personal, private life and the public life, you obey the devil. You don't go and forgive. And the government want you fighting. They want war. These people that run in the government, they want war. And you know why? They get money from it. They invest in wars. And they go on TV and pretend to be so angry and so hurt. And this must go on. And we must win. This is the fight of all fights. And what they're doing is smiling on the inside because they're getting buku money. And they are being protected. They have bunker holes dug under their houses or wherever. And they're safe. And you're out wide open there fighting. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. 888-7753-773. It's amazing to me. I used to didn't understand this, so I see now. And I know some of you are waking up and starting to see as well. Let me take a quick break. Your phone calls and super chats when I come back. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. All right, folks, welcome back. If ever there was a time to wake up, it's now. You're being made a fool of. You're being used. You're being played. Really. Human beings killing human beings over nothing. Because somebody else made them believe something. Somebody else that wanted something for themselves. A couple quick announcements. For personal shout-outs, wedding engagement announcement, baby birth announcements, encouragements, congratulations, whatever it may be. Birthdays, you can go to Cameo, and I'll do them for you. Cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And check out our merch, amazing merch, at rebuildingtheman.com/store. We got mugs and tote bags and hoodies and all kind of stuff. And it helps to do what we're doing here. So check it out at rebuildingtheman.com/stores. All right? At 9 p.m. this morning, the Hake Report, Pacific time, from 9 to 11 a.m., not p.m., a.m., Pacific time, the Hake, right after my show, the Hake Report. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV, be black, Joel Friday TV, every Tuesday, right after the Hake Report. And after Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time, the Anchor Baby Show, the American Anchor Baby, at 12 p.m. Pacific time. A lot going on. Before I go to the phones, I just want to give you one more quick example of human nature and how somebody have brainwashed these people. I know this because I've been there. Been in protest thinking I was doing it right, and nothing got better. I remember in the early 90s, late 90s, when the illegal aliens started coming into California across the borders, and we used to hold these rallies in West LA and other places, Westwood, and telling the government, hey, you need to close the borders. And the illegal aliens would come and they would be across the street from us and yelling at us and we yelling at them, fighting one another. Nothing changed. More came in and the borders became wide open. And we were stupid because we were out there fighting one another and didn't even know each other, but fighting one another because brainwashed by the government and the schools and wherever. That's what's going on now. I really want you to think about this. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. 888, and there is a line open at least, one line, 888-77-53-773, 888-77-JESSE. These people are in the streets fighting, young people, fighting one another. They don't own anything. They're not going to get anything from it. And somebody up here have them fighting. But these people who have them fighting in the street, we don't see them anywhere. Everybody else is doing the fight for them. And then they gain physical stuff, not peace, of course, but they gain physical stuff, and you end up going back home and being scared and full of fear and get nothing from it. It reminds me of the so-called black Jews, black Israelites and black Jews. I don't know what the difference is. I think black Israelite and black Jew might be the same. They think they're the first Jews and they got nothing to show for it. It's just that somebody told them they were, and being the first black Jews, meaning that you can resist the white man's religion and they feel good about it. That's it. And they can go in the street and they can protest and they can say, we're the black Jews. But they ain't got nothing for it. Somebody convinced them of that. And they read the Bible that somebody else read for them first, and they see exactly what the person said that is saying in their minds only. And you know, every thought is a lie, right? I want to show you just more footage of how these people are in the streets fighting one another without any understanding of why they're fighting. They've just been told to do it. You're fighting for the land, they say. It's like the Indians in America. Now they out there dancing with feathers, talking about indigenous Indian. What the? They ain't getting nothing for it, but good feelings, which is death. But they out there marching yesterday or the day before, talking about Indigenous Day. You either can wake up or you can stay asleep and suffer. But I want to give you a quick example, then I'll take your calls and super chats, of more footage of people out in the streets fighting and don't know why. Now, they repeat what they have been told the fight was about. And in their mind, they think they're getting something from it or they will get something. And they're fighting the people who don't even run the country. Because the people who are running the country, Israel, Palestine, America, they're not out there fighting. Have you noticed that? They're not out there fighting and beating each other with picket signs and things like that. You are an idiot. And then you're going to go back home to your miserable life. Here's footage from the pro-Palestine protests in New York City. Watch this from Fox and X.
So they deserved it?
Yes, every settler.
The Israelis over there are calling you guys terrorists.
I'm not surprised. They are the terrorists.
That's bull.
We're not terrorists, man. We're just protecting our own land. That's it.
There is nothing wrong with that term.
The end goal is to free Palestine.
There cannot be an Israeli. There cannot be an ethno-supremacist state.
America first. America first.
talking about?
Not Israel first.
I spoke to a guy before this, and he said America first. You weren't happy with that. Why?
Israel would not exist without America.
So no America first for you.
No.
Are you an American?
Yes.
And you don't want to put America first?
No.
Wow. See there? That's a dummy that should not be in our country. She's in a country that she hates. And you're getting all the privilege to do whatever that she's doing. Amazing, huh? They have no understanding about what's going on. And the proof is in the pudding because they're out there fighting one another, don't even know why. And they don't own the land anyhow. It's like even in our country, we don't really own the land. You could buy a piece of property and you pay it off and you still have to pay taxes. Does that make sense? And if you don't pay taxes after you paid it off, the government can take it. But you're out there fighting over the land. And this is how you are in your own life. You can't see, you're fighting over stupid stuff. You're fighting because somebody don't like you. My mama don't like you, and she likes everyone. 888-7753-773. Fathers are fighting the mother over their children because the mother want to punish the father, and she'll destroy the children to punish the father and the father fighting. And the kids still get screwed up by the mother. Don't cut the baby in half. Let her have it, the whole baby. Don't let anything or anyone be more important than the kingdom of heaven within. And then all will be well. Then you can't be brainwashed to be out there to beat one another over nothing. It's crazy. And then in some of these situations, the picket signs that the people are carrying, unions make the signs up and go out there and give them to the people. Because they want to control the people as well. Alex is a first-time caller out of Massachusetts. Alex, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Great to talk with you.
Thank you. You too, buddy.
I just first want to say I tried your peanut butter hot dog sandwich.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
It was delicious.
Oh, amazing.
I did a little white style on it. I cut it long ways. I grilled it, and I put a little onion in there.
Wow. I can taste it now.
There you go.
Were you surprised how good it was?
I was. You know what? I trusted you. I think you had something going, and I just went for it.
Oh, nice. Amazing. I'm telling you, folks, in case you don't know, take a slice of bread, and you can boil it, the hot dog, you can fry it, you can barbecue it, whatever. Put it on that bread and fold it and go to heaven.
There you go.
It's so good. Right on, Alex. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, buddy. See there, don't knock it until you try it. Don't knock it until you try it. Isn't that amazing? I know a lot of people. Another friend of mine, he heard me talk about the hot dog and peanut butter sandwich thing. And he was like, oh, no, that sounds awful. I was like, no, give it a try. So he went and had his maid make him one. And she made it. And he was like, wow. And
What
now,
the?
and now the maid has to make it all the time. Hassan, have you ever had your maid make you a hot dog peanut butter sandwich?
No.
What?
No.
You should have your maid make you one. Your housekeeper.
This is the peanut butter hot dog?
Yes.
Incredible.
Incredible.
With the strawberry pop.
Oh, my God. Don't do that. I'm ready to shut down the show and go eat right now. You ever had your maid make that for you, Dave? Your housekeeper?
No.
I'm sorry?
No,
Why not?
because I don't have a maid or a housekeeper.
Oh. Amazing. Super chat.
Nice.
Super.
Someone bought you 3 coffees. Hey, Jesse, for the permanent record, alpha men can make both girls or boys first. That being said, when an alpha man makes a girl first, it's just an indication that he was better at picking up the ladies when he was in the fallen state. If you didn't see it at first, that's okay. The truth ain't for everyone. Peace and love. Peace sign emoji.
You have never seen an alpha male make a girl first. Every alpha male have always made boys first. At least the first child is a boy. But I understand. But no, alpha males do not make girls first. Amazing.
Matthew out of
Thank you.
Matthew out of Georgia.
A good friend of mine and his wife just had a baby. And it's a girl. Congratulations to them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Matthew out of Matthew out of Georgia bought 3 coffees with 1 tea. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Lazarus, come forth. Triple exclamation mark thing.
Amazing.
Drew bought you 3 coffees.
Thank you.
Shout out to JLP and the crew. Black strong arm emojis. 100 emojis. But I guess I have to give the glizzy and peanut butter special, quote unquote, a try now. 3 laughing face emojis with cheers coming out. What Soul Conscious bought you 5 coffees. Jesse, evil people don't want to give up power, and now we have wars. Hamas is fighting a war they can't win. Ukraine is fighting a war they can't win. America is letting the enemy through open borders.
Yeah.
What's really going on?
You're being played. You really are. What do you think about that open idea just now? Where these people in the street fighting each other over something they've been told.
That is so interesting, and that's what happens all the time.
All the time.
You think you know something, or you're on some kick that seems important to you, and you try to make it important to everybody else and fight with the people who don't agree with you.
Right. If you don't agree, you got to fight.
Dumb.
You're going to beat up the person or people that don't agree. It's insane, huh?
Yeah. It's funny because the people who are not into politics at all can plainly see this.
Yeah.
And if you're not into some topic that some other nutcase is into, then you can see plainly that they're wrong, but you can't see yourself.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is so true.
Ridiculous.
It is. When God said forgive them, or Christ said it, but they know not what they do, he wasn't playing. Just imagine these people out here in the streets fighting one another, physically fighting one another, cursing and spitting on one another over something that's not going to benefit them at all.
Yeah.
Because once they go back home and the fight is over, they ain't getting none of the land.
Right. They just get bragging rights.
Amazing. Thank you.
On Kick, Brother Sonny said to Jay Nev and Jesse Lee Peterson, howdy, gentlemen. I pray this is an excellent week for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, we're on kick.com/Jesse Lee Peterson.
Nice.
Rumble, Being Enlightened Till I Rise, is a monthly supporter by subscribing there.
You got to know how to rumble.
It is Country and Western Tuesday.
Yeehaw! Amazing. Thank you.
Rusty W. Taylor donated a Rumble rant. What the?
What the? Thank you.
Another from Rusty W. Taylor, Rumble rant. The American Anchor Babies show yesterday was amazing. Netanyahu is evil, and his Israel is not the Israel of the Bible. Stick with it, JLP.
Repeat that now.
American Anchor Babies show yesterday was amazing.
It was.
Netanyahu's evil, and his Israel is not the Israel of the Bible. Stick with it, JLP.
Netanyahu is amazing. Netanyahu, Benjamin, right?
Yeah, BB. BB is short for
He
Benjamin.
is from the old school. He and Donald Trump came from the same school. The old school. I don't quite understand what you're saying. What is he saying?
He's saying that he's evil.
Why?
I don't know. Well, maybe because he's like a power-hungry guy, maybe?
Maybe?
Right.
You can't do a maybe.
Well, he's saying he's a power-hungry guy.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming based on him calling him evil.
And why is he calling him a power hungry guy?
Well, I'm putting words in his mouth, honestly.
Oh, don't put words in his mouth.
Why shouldn't I do that? Because you're asking me why he's saying something and I'm not him.
Oh.
But I know some of the common criticisms of Netanyahu.
And what are they?
Well, one person told me, and then he took it back, he didn't know, that Netanyahu was behind 9/11.
Oh, Lord. You're behind it with George Bush?
You're right.
Oh, Lord.
They let it happen so that we could go into war.
Did they see that or they just made
Hassan, see, Hassan is on this kick.
Did they just make that up in their own mind or did they say that?
No, they never said that.
Netanyahu never said it?
No.
Where did they get that information from there?
They surmised.
What?
Surmised.
Who?
Let me look it up. Surmise, define. This is taking too long. Suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it.
Never suppose.
Okay.
Either know or know that you don't know. Amazing. Okay. Thank you, though.
And also, Israel is not the Israel of the Bible, Jesse. Get with it.
What does that mean?
That Israel is 75 years old or something like that. It's a year older than you.
Israel, I'm older than Israel. Israel only 1 year older than me, like my cousin.
But the Israel of the Bible is like more than 2,000 years old.
And?
So it's a different Israel.
It's a different everything 2,000 years ago. What the? What does that mean? Of course.
So you loving Israel, you're loving some newfangled thing that's not the Bible Israel.
What?
You're loving some newfangled thing that's not the Bible Israel.
I love the spirit of Israel.
Nice. What about the place?
I love the place too. Cause you walk through the Bible.
Well, we'll have to do the rest of the Super Chats after this.
Back in a moment. And I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Watch out for fake news coming at you from Hake, with courtesy of CNN and the ladies at the Skim on this Israel-Palestine thing. Twitter, X, has been rife with misinfo, per CNN, on the Israel-Hamas war, many sharing false and misleading claims. Based Elon Musk himself promoted an account known for spreading fake reports, but he corrected himself. That is rich, coming from Commie Nonsense Network. CNN Gaza with deadly airstrikes displacing more than 100,000 people. 100,000 people, sending waves of injured Palestinians to overwhelmed hospitals. At least 900 have died in Israel, more than 680 Palestinians killed since the conflict erupted Saturday. Hamas's surprise attack. 11 U.S. citizens died in the attack, corrupt Joe Biden said yesterday. Unknown number missing. Estimated 100 to 150 hostages in Gaza, per Israeli UN Ambassador Gilad Erdan. Hamas has claimed more than 100 captives, including Israeli army officers. Globo Homo response, the international community, according to the far-left female-run outlet The Skim, is racing to address the violence in Israel and Gaza. Like they're going to help. They're going to enable it. Yesterday, the U.S. joined UK, France, Germany, and Italy to a joint pro-Israel statement. The EU backtracked on pausing. I don't get that phrase. Confusing. $730 million in aid to Palestinians. They'll review funding to ensure EU's money, evil EU, is not used in attacks. Kind of reminds me of Planned Parenthood being government funded, but that money doesn't go to abortions, right? All PR, public relations, nothing real. Qatar has backed Hamas and has ties to the U.S. So they're reportedly trying to negotiate a hostage prisoner swap. Then there's Saudi Arabia and Iran. Some believe Hamas timed the attacks to derail U.S.-led negotiations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Saudis have apparently signaled that they would recognize Israel, which would pave the way maybe for other Arab states to do the same. This may have set off alarm bells in Iran. Iran and Israel have been engaged in a shadow war, according to the ladies at the Skim. Israel's been trying to curb Iran's power, disrupt its nuclear program, including through targeted attacks. Iran has been accused of funding militant groups across the Middle East like Hamas and Hezbollah and that have attacked Israelis. Don't know if it's true. Israel and Saudis nearing a deal. Iran may have felt vulnerable. So goes the speculation. Hamas's attack could be the latest example, with some suggesting Iran helped them fund and plan it. Iran denied involvement. It's put the U.S. in a tough spot. Republicans blame Biden for releasing $6 billion to Iran last month in exchange for the release of 5 Americans, so-called Americans. You hear their names. It's very American names. But anyway, Biden administration says funds are still untouched. Irrelevant, though. They know it's coming. Going to be difficult for Congress to act, such as send military aid or pass a resolution, because the country doesn't have a House Speaker. Nice. Good. Congress does nothing good anyway, right? The death toll in Iran and Gaza is mounting after infiltrating 22 towns in Israel. Hamas is supposedly taking at least 150 Israelis hostage. Children, families, elderly, now threatening to kill one hostage each time that the Israel sends a missile into Gaza targeting civilians without warning. Death toll has reached over 900 people in Israel, including 11 Americans, with thousands injured, as you heard. Deadliest attack since the 1973 Arab-Israeli War. Israelis calling it their 9/11, which is interesting. Gaza residents bracing for a potential ground invasion. Israel has cut off food, water, gas, and electricity to the 25-mile-long Palestinian territory along Israel's southwest border. The Strip, Gaza Strip, not to be confused with Vegas Strip, home to more than 2 million people under a 16-year blockade with nowhere to go. The violence comes after 2022 was already one of the deadliest years on record for Palestinians. Well, we're pulling for you guys. We stand with you. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what's been wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved, and if you jump in now, you will have a chance. There's one line open by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week is a doozy. My biblical question: why are you afraid of anyone on earth? Why? Why are you afraid of anyone on earth? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, busy, out there protesting, beating up one another, and don't even know why, and then you ain't going to get nothing from it but a good, fake, good ego feeling from it. You ain't getting nothing in the land. You can, or if you swimming across the border and try to get some fentanyl or whatever, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And you can podcast the show as well, right? All the shows. Don't forget to follow us on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and Instagram.com. No, I'm sorry. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that good stuff. And you can donate and have your comments read out loud by going to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of Tuesday. It is. Is this Trump?
Yes.
Amazing. It is.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness, and this country doesn't have time either.
Amazing. It is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe you take this anger from my soul, and I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see, and I could lean on God so He could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Amazing. That is an amazing song. What's his name, the guy that made the song?
I think Pete from Alaska.
Pete from Alaska. That's gold. That is clear and it's amazing, Pete.
Amazing.
Thank you, man. 888-7753-773. I want to, before we go back to the Super Chats, I want to go to the phone and talk to Rusty. Rusty is a first-time caller out of Texas. Rusty, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's up, JC?
All is well, Rusty.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of clarity to the comment that you were a little bit confused about.
You sent a Super Chat, right?
It was on a Rumble.
Oh, okay. Can you reread what he said? Is it possible?
Well, the first part was concerning the American Anchor Baby show, which was
right.
Awesome.
Let me have Hate read it again. Hold on, Rusty.
Okay.
Rusty W. Taylor Rumble rant. The American Anchor Babies show yesterday was amazing.
Yeah.
Netanyahu is evil, and his Israel is not the Israel of the Bible. Stick with it, JLP.
And you want to clarify that?
Yeah, so the first part about Netanyahu, obviously, Hake mentioned it earlier. One of the things that concerned me initially, especially with the current conflict, involved them using the words, "It's our 9/11." That's a little suspect, right?
Why?
Have you ever heard of the Iron Dome?
Why is that 9/11, our 9/11? Why? Because he said that? You're saying he said that?
No, I didn't say that he said that. I said that that's what is being said.
About who?
About the attack in Israel.
I mean, who's saying that?
The media.
Oh, man. So Netanyahu is not saying it. You have not heard him say that, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so second part of that is, have you ever heard of the Iron Dome?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Let me just clarify, though, to be clear. The Iron Dome is where Israel keeps its powerful weapons or something like that?
No. That's it's a weapon system that basically, as rockets come in, these whatever they are, guns, they shoot the rockets out of the sky before they ever get there.
Amazing. Yes.
So I'm looking at that, thinking, how are they flying paragliders over and busting through the fence with bulldozers, and Israel did nothing about it? Does that seem a little suspect to you?
I wonder, from what I know of Israel military, it's supposed to be, on God, powerful, one of the most powerful military in the world, I guess.
Agreed.
And I do wonder why they didn't see that in advance. See it coming. But how does that make Netanyahu evil?
He's the leader.
What do that mean?
How did he not know? I mean, I believe that they knew, allegedly, but...
But why do you believe it when you don't know if they knew or not?
Because they were flying paragliders across the border and shooting people out of the back of trucks. And
I know, but why do you...
If Israel has the type of military and defense that they supposedly have, how did they not stop this attack from coming?
Right, but you don't know why they didn't, and you don't know really what happened. What would happen if you leave it blank? I don't know. What would happen if you did that?
Nothing.
So why not leave it? Since you don't know for sure, why not leave it blank? I don't really know what happened.
Well, I do know that evil was behind it. Would you agree with that?
No, answer that question first. Why not, since you don't know exactly what happened, why not leave it as I don't know?
Because I like to find out the truth.
But you don't know the truth in your imagination. You just you don't.
It's not my imagination, Jesse. I saw it.
No,
everybody saw it.
I know, but you still don't know what went on behind the scene. You don't know what happened, and that's why I'm asking. Since you don't know for sure, what would happen if you left it? I don't know.
nothing. But I do know what.
No.
happen.
Stay with that for a minute. What would happen if you left it as I don't know?
I would go on about my day.
Beautiful.
Go on to the next thing.
Doesn't that feel like something is missing in the intellect if you leave it at I don't know? Because the intellect is always trying to fill in the blanks. It's kind of like when you don't know what to do, the intellect fill in the blank and it distorts. I don't know what to do, and it makes you do something that you regret later.
I don't disagree with that at all. I do know that this is a spiritual battle, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is trying to find a way to express to others that it is not as it seems, and you shouldn't get caught up on what they're telling you. You should be looking about what they're not telling.
No, but you can't know what they're not telling you. You can only know what they are telling you, and then if you don't jump in and fill in the blanks, you shall know the real truth about it. But you're filling in the blanks with calling Netanyahu evil and filling in this and filling in that. And
what has he done to prove that he's not evil?
And then you'll make a conversation of that, and the hearer will hear that, and they don't know that you don't really know, and they'll make a conversation out of it, and then lies will spread. That makes sense?
A little bit. A little bit.
And what little sense does it make?
More, the biggest sense that I'm getting out of it is that you can't affect things that you can't affect.
Yeah. Amazing. And you do know that over there they have they're having this division going on like they're doing here in our country. Many of the people are against Netanyahu as they were with Trump in our country. They were against him. And so they were saying...
The Great White Hope.
That's right, the Great White Hope. And they were saying all kinds of things about him that weren't even true. And then other people that I run into, they were repeating what somebody else has said, and you couldn't convince them that they didn't know what they were talking about. I'm like, well, how do you know? You know what I mean?
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, if you want to, we as human beings, if we want to live, we got to know what we don't know and know what we know instead of letting the imagination fill in the blanks. And then we'll have a conversation like we know what we're talking about. And the ego doesn't want to not know. It doesn't want to recognize that it doesn't know. So it'll just fill in the blanks for you.
That's the truth. If you let your imagination go, it will get you.
It really, and it's deep too, Rusty. It will get you in so many ways, man. That's why.
Agreed.
That's why we have to watch that ego. It's evil. It's deceptive. It's evil, and we got to watch it. And most people don't. What you're doing right now, Rusty, you're realizing, yeah, you know what? This is the ego. I don't really know. Most people don't want to be still and know that they don't really know, because the ego want them to feel like it gotta know, it gotta have something. How will you look if you don't know? Don't you look smart by knowing, even though you don't know what you're talking about? It's a tricky thing because it's very deceptive.
Jesse, can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Do you think evil is behind what's happening in the Middle East?
Without a doubt. Evil is war. And that's why love is not war. If every human being today, Rusty, at this very moment, if every human being, all of a sudden, at the same time, return to the Father, return to love, we can have peace at an instant on earth.
Yeah, I agree.
And war is evil. One thing about it, war is evil, and war is rarely something that we need to be having between each other.
That's true.
Amazing, huh?
Amazing. Jesse, I've been listening to you for about 3 or 4 years, so keep doing what you're doing, man.
I will, and thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And I
Yes,
do
sir.
appreciate you calling in to kind of clarify everything. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, Yeah, so sometimes I do things and say things for reaction.
Yes.
And definitely, it was a good conversation. I appreciate it.
That's how all egos are. When you hear women going to court trying to take the man's child away from him or crying and calling the police, he beat me, she's doing it for an effect. She's doing it because she's evil and she need a feeling. She need a effect. And so she let the ego set her up in the same way, even if it does mean destroying the children too.
That's right. Hey, so my wife and I've grown kids. Both of them are waking up, and it's a good thing.
Right on, yeah, right on, man. Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Okay. Amazing. That was an amazing conversation. I want you to know, watch yourself. You're going to see how the ego is always trying to fill in the blanks, the unknown blanks. And it's going to always be a lie. It's never going to be true. But you just feel good saying it because the listeners, they hear you talking, and you see that they hear you talking, and you're going to say it, and I had no idea what you're talking about. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
That was an amazing conversation right there.
It was nice.
It's like when you don't fill in the blank, it feels like you're about to fall off the cliff.
And it's about stuff that doesn't even matter.
Right.
It doesn't even affect you.
Not at all. That Yahoo going to bed at night, and so are you. All those people that would fight each other in New York and across the country over stuff they don't have no idea about, at night they going to bed.
Yeah, yep.
And y'all go back and then get up in the morning and start the fight all over.
Terrible.
That stupid woman, somebody, she doesn't even love America.
Which one?
In that soundbite we played, she didn't put America first.
Oh, of course. Typical woman.
Let's finish those super chat.
All right.
And then we'll get back to the phone call.
Super chat.
Super.
On Cash App, Chalice donated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times for showing appreciation and saying thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for helping us to help others.
Bond to JLP on Cash App.
Right on.
Adler said, stay with it, ×3. Thanks to the whole crew. Appreciate that.
And thank you as well. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. I'm telling you, folks, I'm not making this up. You work on your life as an individual, and you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Stand, stand, stand. And when you've done all you can do to stand some more, you can't go wrong. The road through hell is rough, but the end is the light of the tunnel. And it's amazing. It's so amazing, I cannot find words to express. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dees said, TWPB. Thank you.
What's TWBP?
I don't know.
PB. You don't know what that is, but you said thanks.
It was a donation.
Oh, you're thinking for the donation, but not for the TWBP.
Right.
What is TWBP?
PB.
PB. But thank you for the, it's a super chat?
Yeah, it's a Cash App.
Super chat. Super cat. Thank you.
It sounds so familiar. Anyway, Matthew.
Do you know what it is, Hassan?
I do not, but I'm maybe assuming something to do with the peanut butter.
Yeah, PB is short for peanut butter. TW is
toasted white bread.
The white peanut butter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what that is if you could let me know. Thank you.
Matthew on Friday donated. Thank you. Jeffrey.
Thank you, Matthew.
Jeffrey donated and said, amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
Riv says, love ya, Jesse. Amazing.
Ribs.
Riv.
Thank you, Riv.
And thank you, Cash Appers. Evgeny Crosby with the diamond.
Cash Appers.
Hey, Jesse. War. What is it good for?
Nothing.
You tell him.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Huh. You heard that song, Hassan?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Edwin Starr, I believe.
The first time I ever heard it, it was
Yeah,
Bone Thugs, the rap song.
The funny part is I always thought that the band War sang that song, but they do not.
No. The band ain't made everything. Say it again. War. What is it good for?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely. This is a man song.
Nothing,
absolutely nothing. Her song's about absolutely, absolutely.
I was just doing background vocals.
This ain't no rap.
Yes, it is.
Me and Hake was background.
Hake and I.
Okay.
Justin Childers bought a coffee. I don't know this song, but he puts musical note emoji, 3 notes. Although it's just a cottage, and far from it I've roamed, I'd give my pony and saddle to be at home, sweet home. More musical notes emoji. That's an old cowboy song from the 1930s. I'd give a pony and a saddle to be back at home, but my home no longer exists. I want my country back, but it's not coming back.
It sounds like country western song.
Maybe so.
The way you're saying it. Let me hear you sing it.
I don't know the melody.
Oh, thank you. I like the wording. Amazing. I want my country back, but it's gone. Ain't no use in praying for it no more. It's gone. Amazing.
Zuzu Sion. Jesse, I'll cook. I'll be a maid. You accepting applications?
Nice.
With sourdough, fresh bread, split it, toast. It is amazing. I will do that. Hire me, Black Massa, Jesse.
Wow, that's an amazing invitation, Sion. I just might do. Thank you.
Stan 69 with a diamond. They got little JLP with the little beta hat. What the?
That's because my hair's so big. That's the biggest hat they have made.
No, there's a bigger cowboy hat.
Oh yeah.
With a wider brim, but it's black.
And black is beautiful. You said pew?
I said psh.
You don't think black is beautiful?
It has its place. Hit and miss. It can be. Sometimes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stan 69 with a Ninja Guinea. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
JLP was looking alpha with the real cowboy hat and guns. Even man dolls are turning beta. What a mess.
What was the real cowboy hat?
The black one, yeah.
I never wore hats when I rode horses anyway.
Wow. Tough guy.
That wasn't about being tough. I didn't wear no hat. Maybe I would if I wore the horse to the cotton field and I was going to be out there picking cotton. I'd wear my straw hat, to keep the sun out your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to be more, exactly. That's more of a classic. It's supposed to be straw hat look.
Right. Yeah. This is like pimping.
Right.
And the black hat, too.
I disavow.
What?
That word that you said.
What word?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Well, I don't know what I said.
Now you're playing innocent. And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Afro flowing in the breeze, Sean said. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me go to Stephen out of Los Angeles. Stephen, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, Stephen.
That's good. I just had a question. What do you think about self-control? You believe in self-control?
Human beings cannot self-control.
Okay, so my follow-up to that would be
because
go ahead.
Because we are not in control of anything, and it's our nature. If you have an abnormal nature, which is evil, then the abnormal nature controls you. But once you overcome the abnormal nature and come back to the Father, return to the normal nature, then you're controlled by the normal nature. We're not in control of anything.
Okay, because I was going to ask, what do you think of the idea that all forms of control are evil?
It is. That's a good point, man. all forms of control is evil. It's when you stop trying to control yourself and others when it become not evil, it become good.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
because
amazing.
Anytime anyone that tries to control another person, or even when you try to control yourself, you're getting into an evil realm, I think.
100%. Anyone that's trying to control themselves or others is evil. That's why they're doing it, because they're evil and they're empty and they're trying to fulfill that emptiness with something, even if it deceiving themselves to think that they're in control or to control others. They are 100% evil. Amazing.
All right, that's great. I just wanted to see what you thought about that.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it, man. Amazing questions.
All right, have a good day.
You too. 888-7753-773. There's a line open. Jason is out of Canada. Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, I've been thinking about a whole bunch of things, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking about the last quarter as well.
About what?
Well, my life has been in.
Your life has been in hell?
Gutter. Like in hell?
What, you say your life has been what?
Well, my life has been a little bit. I had to close my TV because it was distracting me.
Jason, hold on, brother. Hold on. Let me let you talk to Sean first, and that way we can go right to your questions and comments. It doesn't seem like you have it together yet. 888-7753-773. I'll come back to Jason. What I want to get in while he's figuring that out, and then I get to the rest of your calls. We're talking about this whole war that's going on in Israel. And I will encourage all of you to wish Israel well through this. Your prayer is to wish them well. All right? Do what you want, but for your sake, I will encourage you to do that. I want to show you the a primary reason, not the only reason, why we should not be in favor of war. And that the people who are warmongers and they are playing, beating the drums of war, they're getting something from it. And that's why they're beating the war drums. And they got you out there marching in the parade while they're beating the drums. They're not in the parade, right? They're just beating the drums, meaning in favor of it, tell you how we gotta have this war. This is the best, the greatest war ever, war of all wars. They're getting something personal from it. Money and so-called power. When I come back, I want to finish that and your phone calls and more super chats. Let me take a quick break. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry. because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Okay, folks, welcome back. Country and Western Tuesday. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. If you have not visited and purchased over at Big Club USA, you're missing it. I want to encourage you, go to bigclubusa.com, and this is what you're going to get. People tell me I have a lot of alpha energy. Jesse, what gives you so much alpha energy, they say? Is it energy drinks? No. Is it cigars? No. It's Alpha Jerky. Alpha Jerky from Big Club USA. Alpha male, and you can have Alpha Jerky energy too. Amazing. BigClubUSA.com and put in the promo code JLP33 for 15% off of your purchase. And Alpha jerkies are really good if you want to kind of have some around the office to snack on because it's not fat, right? To snack on. Or if you work out and after your workout, you know, you're trying to find something to hold you till you get home and have a steak dinner. Alpha jerkies are really good for it. Check it out. BigClubUSA.com and put in the promo code JLP33. And if you need counseling, I do it myself. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven by phone, Skype, or walk-in. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make an appointment, all right? Amazing. And let me go to Velvet, a first-time caller out of California. Velvet, welcome to the show. Sir. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Peterson. How are you?
All is well. How you doing?
I am fantastic, sir. I've been dying to call you. My husband and I are longtime listeners.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. I just wanted to talk to you about 3 quick topics. I won't keep you long.
Okay.
One, not all women are born of evil, and I am walking, talking, living proof. My husband's sitting right beside me. I obey him. I follow him. I bow to him. I listen to his every whim. Also, I love your biblical questions. I'm not afraid of anything walking on this earth except for my husband, and I'm God-fearing, and I do my silent prayer in the morning, in the evening, and at night, every single day.
Amazing. So let's deal with all 3, all right? Number 1, you said that not all women are born of evil?
Correct, sir.
And why do you say that?
Because I know I'm born of my Father in heaven, and my heart is pure, and I follow my husband, and God put us together, and I obey his every whim.
And so are you a Christian?
I am.
And when God said that all human beings are born of sin, all who are born of the woman must be born of the father, was he lying?
He was not, but he did not say all women are born of evil.
What? Sin is
We're all
evil.
born from the... We are all born from our fathers. If I'm born from the Lord, how can I be born of evil just because I'm female?
No, you were born of your mother first, and then you were born of the father.
Correct. My mother was evil, incarcerated. That's why she's no longer walking on this earth. I am my mother's child, but I'm also my father's daughter.
So are you saying that at one time you were of evil, but now you're not?
Correct, sir, if that's the way the world works.
So so you were born of evil, just that you've overcome it.
If that's your stance, though, I know I was never born of evil.
You were not?
I was not. I'm not an evil person.
Were you born through the woman?
I was born through my mother, correct.
And how did you avoid being born of evil if you were born through the woman?
Because my Father in heaven put something different in me when he brought me to this earth. I had to come through her canal, which was evil. That was her. That's not me. Once I took my first breath, whatever evil was in her did not come through me.
And how did you avoid it?
Because my Father in heaven put something different in me when he brought me into this earth.
And what was that?
My heart, my mind, my purity, and eventually my husband.
And so you're saying that you never had anger or anything?
We all have anger, sir. That does not make me evil. That makes me human.
Are you saying that you never had anger or anything?
I have had anger. We all have.
And
that makes us human, not evil.
So how does that make you human but not evil?
Because evil is people who act on their anger and act on their thoughts. Human is part of the emotions. Anger, happy, evil, sadness, mad. That makes us all part of the human race. It does not make us all evil.
You never acted on anger?
No.
You've never acted on anger?
No.
In your whole life, you never acted on anger?
No.
Well, how did you know you had it?
Because I felt it as a human.
And what did it feel like?
It felt like anger.
And when you say as a human, what is a human?
A human is a walking embodiment of our Father in heaven that puts us all on this earth to walk our own path.
So you're saying your anger wasn't evil?
No.
So when God said that all anger, anyone who has anger is a murderer, was he lying?
I don't know. I've never murdered anybody. I've never acted on my evil. You just always say women are born of evil.
They are.
I am not.
But,
I'm not.
And are you good?
I'm very good. I'm very loving. I'm very gentle. I'm very kind.
So you could be good and have anger?
You can.
And how is
you
that?
say all the time you have no anger.
How is that how is that you could be good? You could serve God and the devil.
I don't serve the devil at all, any way, form, or shape at all. I do not serve the devil at all.
If you have anger, you do.
I do not have anger. I said I felt anger. I do not have anger. That's why I never act on my anger. I hear you all the time saying that you don't act on anger, you don't fall into anger. So if I'm not evil and you're not evil, what makes me angry and evil if it's not you, it's me. And that's not correct. Just because I'm female does not make me evil.
No, what makes you evil is that you have not gone and forgiven and overcome that. You have not admitted, even if you don't admit it to the world, but at least to yourself, that you have anger and that you need to be born of the Father. If you have not done that, you are evil.
That's what I'm saying. I have.
You have what?
I have forgiven everybody. I've forgiven both of my parents before I buried them both. I've forgiven myself for being angry and walking the path that I walked. And I have been reborn in my Father. So I'm not angry and I'm not evil, Mr. Peterson.
I know, but it sounds like, I'm a little confused in your conversation because it sounds like you're saying that you did have anger and you went and forgave and you returned to the Father. So now you're not of anger, right?
I'm not of anger at all, but I've never been evil.
But then it sounds like you're saying that you've never been evil, even though you had anger. If you were evil, why did you go and apologize?
I didn't apologize to anybody. I forgave my parents for the evil that they inflicted on me when they brought me into the world.
And so you
I have never been evil.
You didn't apologize to your parents for resenting them?
Nope, I didn't have to.
Why not?
Because I forgave them for the people who they were and the humans that they were. That didn't make me evil at all. I just forgave them for the mistakes that they made and promised myself I would never make the same mistakes. I've never been evil.
That's amazing. Okay.
Isn't it? I'm not a mess.
What
and my husband is not a beta. You have a great day, Mr. Peterson. You are amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Velvet. I appreciate
Amazing.
it.
I'll buy you a cup of coffee, sir. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Amazing. Mind blowing. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Jason. Let's try Jason again out of Canada.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. I don't know how to start.
How about at the beginning?
Well, at the beginning, it was...
How old are you, Jason?
27.
And what's wrong?
I don't have a life.
You don't have a life?
Yeah.
And what is a life?
My life right now is drinking.
Are you drunk now?
Yes.
Oh, what time is it there in Canada?
I think it is, I think it's about 9, but...
Yeah, you drunk. 9 a.m. or p.m.?
Yeah, right now it is about actually 10:30, 9.
And why are you drunk so early?
A.M.
Why are you drunk so early, Jason?
Oh, I'm drunk so early because I was able to be in my own world, and I called you.
Jason, what did you drink this morning already? What kind of drink you had? What type?
I drank Jack Daniel. I had gin in my coffee.
What the? And
yeah.
Are you French Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh. And so why are you so unhappy that you have to get drunk? What making you unhappy?
Well, actually, there's no reason. It's just that I'm just unhappy.
About what?
Because I feel like I have no hope.
And what does that feel like? Describe that feeling for me. What does that feel like? To feel that you have no hope. What does that feel like?
It feels like there is no future.
There isn't a future at all. No such thing as a future.
I know.
And so why feel bad about it? Why don't you be happy to know that there's no future? All you have to do is live right now and let tomorrow take care of itself.
But I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right. You know, if you forget about the future and live right now, you would never hurt anyone. You have a family?
I know, but people don't understand that.
Well, that's okay. As long as you understand it, you'll be fine. You have a family?
I don't.
Do you live on your own?
No, I live with my mother.
Well, no wonder. Why are you still living with your mother?
Because it's easy that way.
It's easy?
Yes.
But it makes you feel like you don't have a future.
The reason why I don't have a future is my mother, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I got my father around. Well,
your father.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think
You think what? You think what?
I think I'm starting to understand more what you're talking about.
Give me, like what, for an example? Give me an example of what you understand. You started to understand what?
Well, I understand that my father wanted to be something, right?
Yes.
And I understand that my mother wanted something else.
Yes. Have you heard me say your father lived with you and your mother as well?
Huh?
If you can, you can hear. Does your father live with you and your mother, or is he somewhere else?
No. My father and mother are not together.
Oh, okay. And why haven't you? So have you forgiven your mother? You heard me say forgive your mother?
Yes.
Have you done that?
Yes.
And do you have a job?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't know what to do.
You don't know what kind of work to do?
Yeah.
You do anything. Cut grass, work at a fast food place, or grocery store, or contractor. There's many things you can do. Why don't you do?
I have hatred.
You have what?
Hatred.
You have hatred?
Yeah.
That's why you feel like you have no future, because you have the hatred. Why don't you drop the hatred so you can be free? And why do you have hatred?
Because I think it would make me better in some way.
It's never going to make you better. It's only going to make you worse. Anger is evil. Hatred is evil. As long as you hold on to it, you're going to feel like life is just not worth anything. But once you let the anger go, you're going to have a full life. It's going to be amazing. Why don't you drop it, man?
I know it.
Your mother take care of you. 26, you say?
27.
And your mother is taking care of you, food, house, and everything?
Well, I have money.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Do you ever talk to your father?
Yes, I do talk to my father.
Are you close to your father?
Much more than before.
Oh, good. Are you doing my silent prayer? You heard me talk about do the silent prayer?
Well, I've tried to.
Well, don't give up on it. Stay with it. Let me ask you this, and then I got to run. What are you angry about?
I'm angry at the world.
And what did the world do to you?
Well, it's always the same for me.
What did the world do to you?
Nothing.
So why are you angry at the world and it did nothing to you? Any day now, I will hear you say, goodbye, my love. I'll be on my way. Why are you angry at the world, Jason, and it did nothing to you?
Well, there's always something.
But the world did nothing to you. Why are you angry at the world?
Well, I have this feeling that if I do something wrong, then everything and everyone is going to judge me, no?
Yeah, but that's on them. It has nothing to do with you. Let me tell you this, and I got to run. Will you call me when you're sober? Sober?
I don't know.
But here's what I recommend. Overcome your anger by forgiving, let it go. Don't judge yourself. And I promise you, Jason, the world cannot touch you. I promise you that, without a doubt. No one in the world can touch you, and whatever they say or think about you or whatever they do, it will not bother you at all. So do the silent prayer and let the anger go so you can be free, all right?
Okay.
Call me again.
All right.
And don't drink anymore today, man. What the?
I'm still drinking, though.
All right, call me when you're not drunk.
I'm already.
All right, buddy. I got to take a break. One more hour to go. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
California bans Easter peeps. Anti-Christian. Chemicals in food and candy. Afghanistan earthquake aftermath. I think it's 2,400 killed now is the updated body count or death toll. Nobel Economics Prize for the gender pay gap woman, a 1990 book. And the China virus hurts old people and the diabetic, etc. Newsflash. New news from Hake News. And the Olympics may add flag football. Hey, that's Joel Friday's sport. Joel Friday TV will be live today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Joel Friday TV on YouTube. He's on the JLP network, jesseleepeterson.com/show. #network for all the links, including the Hake Report and American Anchor Baby and Wow Hassan, Walking on Water Hassan. Nice. This is the end of hour 2 of JLP, October 10th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned. JLP will be right back for the last hour of Country and Western Tuesday. But first, Hake News, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far-left females at the Skim report over the weekend, California became the first state in the country to ban 4 chemicals found in well-known candies like Peeps and Entenmann's Little Bites. The chemicals are linked to cancer. What isn't? Just in time for Halloween, California banned, including the common color additive red dye number 3, the first in the country to forbid the use of ingredients found in many popular candies, drinks, and more, per some environmental health organizations. Nearly 3,000 products use red dye number 3 as an ingredient, including sweets such as Skittles. My mouth is watering. Nerds, trolley gummies, protein shakes, instant rice, potato products, and boxed cake mixes. California Governor Gavin Newsom said the bill won't be implemented until 2027 to allow the brands enough time to revise their recipes. That Afghanistan earthquake! Yesterday, rescuers worked to search for survivors after a deadly earthquake hit the northwestern city of Herat, which I think was over the weekend, right? Taliban said Saturday's 6.3 magnitude quake killed at least 2,400 people and left hundreds injured and thousands displaced. Death toll expected to rise, many survivors waiting food and medical aid. Earthquake comes as Afghanistan has struggled without a drop of international aid. Globo Homo Aid. They are free from the shackles of Globo Homo Aid, but they could maybe use some help after the Taliban took control of the country, you know. And the Nobel Prize in Economics yesterday, Claudia Goldwyn won the prize for her research on the gender pay gap, according to the far-left females at the Skim, I think. Her 1990 book looks at the roots of the gender pay gap across 200 years of history, or should I say her story, and is being described as the first comprehensive account of women's employment and pay. What a mess, huh? And newsflash, China virus hurts the old. Older adults have accounted for nearly 2/3 of China virus hospitalizations in the U.S. this year. Concern is growing over the population's lack of vaccination. Concern among who? Not sure. From January through August, U.S. adults 65 and older accounted for 63% of all China virus hospitalizations per the CDC report. Most of the hospitalized had underlying health conditions, diabetes, kidney disorders. Only about 23% received the bivalent vaccine that was recommended at the time. Health officials are encouraging eligible Americans to get the newly updated China virus vaccine that became available this fall. The Scared Woman-led CDC, not a Christian woman, by the way, has recommended the shot for everyone 6 months and older. Flabbergasting. Flag football among the new sports being considered for 2028 Olympics. Olympic organizers have proposed 5 new sports for inclusion, according to CNN, I think, for the 2028 games: baseball/softball, cricket, lacrosse, squash, and flag football. All the beta sports. Just kidding. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week, brand new one, why are you afraid of anyone on earth? Why are you afraid of anyone on earth? And don't forget, you can listen to the show if you're busy doing something, working out, or whatever you might be doing. No matter where you are, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And if you're a flat earther, we are heard up and down the world by everybody and their mama. You can listen to the show. You can podcast it later. But you could be listening while you're doing what you're doing by calling the listen line on your iPhone or iPad at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And follow us on JLP Talk on X, better known as Twitter, but X now. And Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and all those good things. And we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. All right? And it is Tuesday. It is the third hour of Tuesday. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Yeehaw! What a mess! Beta! What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing! Amazing! The great, the talented Hassan, now known as Wow, walking on wall, walking on Pacific time. The great talent, amazing. Let me go quickly to Juan out of Washington State. Juan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you doing?
All is well. Juan, how are you?
All is well.
Good.
The reason I'm calling you, Jesse, is I've had a session with you like 3 months ago, and I wanted to ask you, since I started waking up and since I went and forgave my mom and been on this path, hell has broken loose in my house.
In what way?
My wife. Well, every time my wife catches me doing the silent prayer or just sitting down in silence, she'll kind of start telling me, "Oh, that is not Christian-like. That is not in the Bible. You're into New Age and into a cult." And yeah, just attacking me for trying to seek God and the way that I am doing it.
She doesn't want to lose control over you. She's feeling
Yeah,
that.
I understand that.
Right. That's why she's doing it. She's feeling like she's losing control, and that spirit of evil in her cannot handle that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because she found out that I smoke weed, and that is a big issue for her. And she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be smoking weed." And I tell her, like, well, when I stop, I'm going to stop because I decide to stop, not because of how it makes you feel. And that gets her even more mad.
Amazing.
And she's over here talking about leaving me, and we need to end this because I'm not listening to her. And yeah, just a mess.
And your question for me is what?
We have 2 kids together, me and her. And my question to you is, should I stay because of the kids? Because I want my kids to grow up in a 2-parent household, but at the same time, I don't want my kids to grow up in a place where their parents don't love each other. You know what I mean?
And when she says she's gonna leave, does that mean she's gonna pack her bag and leave your house, or does she want you to leave the house?
No, see, that's interesting because when she brought it up, I was like, okay, if you want me to leave, I'll go ahead and pack my bags and find a place to stay. And she said, well, no, hold on, because we got a bunch of debt and we got a bunch of stuff that we got to square it up before you leave and this and that. And I'm like, oh, I thought you wanted me to leave.
So she wants you to leave and want to tell you when to leave, huh?
Exactly.
She's still trying to control it. So do you live in her place or does she live in your place?
Well, we've been married for 12 years, and we got this house 2 years after we got married.
Oh, okay. And when she says she gonna leave, why doesn't she just leave?
Because she's afraid.
Of what?
This is me just speaking for her, but I feel like she's afraid of what people may think, and she's afraid of what's going to happen financially and all those things.
Or maybe she's just saying it to get a reaction from you in order to control you again.
Right.
And how are you?
She ain't controlling me.
How are you dealing with the fact that she say those things while you're doing the silent prayer and her reaction? How do you feel about her reactions?
I don't feel any way, to be honest. I'm at peace. Like if she gets mad, I told her when I first started going on this path, I told her when I realized that when my actions stop affecting her, that's when she's going to become free.
Yep.
And she called me crazy.
Yeah. She's blind and she can't see.
Yeah, and it's like, and this is what I told her too, like, I love her without condition. I'm like, I'm not putting conditions on you. I don't want you, if you change, I want you to change because you know that you need to change and because you're choosing to change, not because I want you to change. Like, I'm not forcing myself on her. And I understand I'm not perfect. I've made my mistakes. But now I realize that it wasn't me making those mistakes, but the things that made a home in me. But, like, when I try to tell her these things, it's like she doesn't understand it. And it's like I'm talking to her in a foreign language.
Right, because she's not seeking the truth. She's not welcoming the truth. And it is a foreign language to her. But if you were welcoming the truth, if she wanted to seek the truth, she will hear it from you and she will love it. She will open up and let it just come in and overtake her. But she's not ready for it.
Right. So my question is, should I stick around?
You know, I've always said to folks, and I do it myself, if you don't know what to do, don't distort it by listening to the mind and doing something. And don't do anything until you see clearly what to do. But one thing for sure, don't argue with her. Don't try to prove anything to her. Don't go back into her hell of emotions and all that evil stuff, and just let her act out and do what she's doing, and you stay on that straight and narrow path. And if you need to leave, you would see it clearly. And if you need to stay, you will see clearly to stay, and you'll be able to deal with it.
Right, and that's what I've been doing. I just been still, like, just not making a decision that further on is going to affect me or my kids.
Yeah.
But just waiting on and see what God has planned. Because, like you said on the biblical question last week, why do you destroy stuff by doing something?
Right.
It's like I noticed that every time that I've tried doing something, like I always end up just making a mess out of it.
100%.
And now that I step away and just let God take care of it, and it's like there's no weight on my shoulders. Like, just God's gonna take care of it.
He really will, and it would be amazing. And that's what it means. To another example of being still and allowing Him to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be in the cage of your imagination, the walls of thoughts, and the thoughts are going to always set you up from one thought to another one. It gives you what looked like the right answer, and you grab it, and it's not going to work. But then it gives you another look like the right answer. That's not going to work. But if you don't listen to it at all and let the light shine on you and do nothing, you cannot go wrong at all. It's impossible.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed while doing the silent prayer that it's a battle. There's a lot of crap in our minds and a lot of garbage and a lot of walls that have been put up over the years that we need to tear down.
Absolutely. There are layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of training and thoughts and things that our parents have taught us and the teachers have taught us and the world have taught us, Christianity have taught us, and it's all been wrong. And that's why it has never worked. And so just continue to go through the layers and layers of hell, and at the end of hell is heaven. It's going to be all clear.
Right.
But just don't get angry at her. Don't argue with her. Don't cater to her evil emotions, because all emotions are evil. And that's why women work so hard to bring children and the father of the children into their hell, because they're so miserable in that hell. And they try hard. Oh, you don't care about my emotions. You don't feel what I feel. And they want you in that hell with them, thinking that that's going to make them feel better. They are miserable living in their emotions because they live in their imagination, and it's not pretty at all. It's evil. So just...
It's not. I've been there.
Yeah, me too. Amazing. Well, I got to run one, but if you don't know what to do, just stay present. Watch those thoughts. Don't argue with this woman. Don't try to prove anything to her. And if you want to argue, if you want to say you're in a cult, if you want to say whatever she said, let her say it. That's on her. And if you're affected by it at all, overcome the emotions. Just watch them, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
And then,
thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and then if about 50 years, she might come around, and then you'll die.
I'll see a little glimpse of light at the end.
You'll see a little light, and then it's over. Well, at least your kids will be fine, and you'll be fine. I wish you well, Juan.
Yeah. I know my girls will be fine, because I'll always be there for them, and they know it.
Right on. All right, buddy.
All right, man. I really appreciate you, Jesse. You don't know how much I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Take care.
All right. Amazing. 888-7753-773. There's a line if you want to get it. Griffin is out of Michigan. Griffin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Griffin.
Hey. I wanted to make a little comment and then answer the biblical question, maybe.
All right.
during Men's History Month,
July.
you had recommended July.
July just feels white.
Sure does. And you had recommended reading Ernest Hemingway.
Yes.
You and Sean did a segment
Right.
on it. And so I read a couple of Ernest Hemingway's books since then, and it was such an amazing recommendation because so much of like what you talk about are the stories that Ernest Hemingway writes about, and those stories like take place over 100 years ago, like in the 1920s, around that time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really made me realize the same thing that like going on with men now, we're still going on then. You know, maybe those stories take place in France, so maybe it was like worse there than America was back then. But it was really interesting to read and to see that. You know what I mean?
There is nothing new under the sun. And so you're absolutely
there really
right,
isn't.
man. Yeah, nothing new under the sun. And everybody like to
Like
think
the
they're
stories-
doing something new.
Like the stories about just beta males chasing women and sleeping around with them and then chasing and fighting over them. It's really amazing. Like 100 years ago, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Ever since Adam listened to the woman, she became his God. It's been that way ever since. Thank God he sent his son Christ, and he's made it so that we can overcome that. But it's been that way ever since Adam believed the woman, and the woman believed the devil, and the devil became her God. It's been that way.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say, I do really recommend Ernest Hemingway because I think his stories too, he's not trying to convert anybody to any ideas or any like ideologies. He's just telling stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another thing I was impressed about. That's something that's missing with authors today, I think, is like a lot of people are just trying to convert you to their ideology, to their way of thinking. And look where that gets people. Like I saw those videos of the Palestinian supporters and the Israeli supporters in America and like New York, like clashing with each other.
Yeah.
Those videos.
Yeah.
Arguing and yelling. And they're just people that aren't thinking for themselves. Like they're like Americans and they don't have anything to do with those.
Yeah.
They're not even like Jewish or Islamic or anything like that.
They out there, they don't even know
Not the
why
problem.
they're doing it, man. They're just out there and don't even know why.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to make the point. You got to pull away from the crowd and you got to start knowing for yourself. The spiritual law is that you cannot travel the path to heaven, through hell to heaven with anyone. You must go through it alone. You must become an individual before you can know the truth. And that Ernest Hemingway, that was one of an amazing recommendation by Sean, because my producer, he's really on it, and I really have enjoyed a lot of stuff that he's been introduced to me, because I wasn't as aware of Ernest Hemingway. I've heard the name, but I didn't know the depths of him until Sean told me about it.
Yeah. Yep.
One thing that Ernest Hemingway said is that you can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another. And a lot of people think, if I live here, if I move here, if I do this, if I do that, things going to be better, and it doesn't get better at all.
Yeah, I read the quote that book was from, and that character also, he thinks, like, if I go here, I just got to go and visit South America, or I got to visit this country, or I need this woman, and my life will be that much better. And his life just turns into more hell.
Yes. It's like men and women who marry over and over again. They keep thinking the next husband or the next wife going to be better, and it just they're getting deeper into hell. It's just worse. It's never better.
Yeah. And then also to see, they're so convinced like that their romance and those feelings are like love.
Yeah.
some of the characters.
Yeah.
And it's so not.
Right.
But they're just so, what do you call it? The thrills. They're so in love with the thrills, you know?
All for the thrill of it.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Hey, so I wanted to answer the biblical question, but I don't know what it is. I actually,
Why are you afraid of anyone on earth?
why am I afraid of anyone on earth?
Yes.
For the thrills.
Amazing. Well, I have to wait until Sunday before I can put my little 2 cents in. But I appreciate that. And I appreciate the feedback about Ernest Hemingway, too, man. That's deep.
Oh, can I make a movie recommendation before I go?
Yes.
There's a movie that came out recently called A Haunting in Venice. It's a mystery movie. I recommend seeing it if you haven't heard of it. It's a mystery movie. It has a really strong white male lead. He's like a French Sherlock Holmes.
Nice. And what's the name of it again?
It's A Haunting in Venice.
Oh, okay.
It's based on an Agatha Christie novel, but the lead's like a really strong white male, and there's no like woke stuff in it that I noticed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they made a movie like that. It was like kind of classic. I thought,
it was recently done?
Yeah, it came out last month.
And they have strong white men in it? A strong white male
It has a strong... Well, tell me... Watch it. Tell me what you think. But I thought
I will.
He was very dominant and like...
Sean...
And he deals with like a lot of crazy women and mothers. And yeah, it's very good.
I will check it out. Sean told me he saw it. And he said it is very good, my producer.
Oh, yeah?
And I have one for you.
I can tell Sean has good taste.
I'm sorry?
Sean has good taste.
He has very good taste, especially about stuff like that. I have one for you.
Yeah. Oh, what's it?
True Detective. Is that right, Sean? True Detective?
True Detective?
True Detective. And I'm watching season 1 right now.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, Griffin, it is amazing. I was watching it Sunday evening, and I didn't want to start watching it. It started getting late at night, and I'm like, Lord, I got to go to bed. But I couldn't stop watching it, man. True Detective. I highly recommend that you watch it.
Okay. True Detective.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
True Detective Season 1.
Thank you.
All right, man. And thanks for the recommendation. I appreciate it, Griffin. Thank you.
You too, Jesse. Take care.
All right, you too, buddy. Amazing. Waking up. There are men and women who are waking up. If you doubt me, listen to the fellowship on Sundays. I wish you could be in the women's forum waiting for ladies on third Thursday night of the month. And the men's forum's on the first. It's amazing. Waking up, waking up, waking up. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Calandra. Calandra out of Tennessee. Calandra, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Long I haven't heard from you. Well, I haven't talked to you, but I hear from you every day.
Right on. How are things going?
Things are good. Things are good. You know, I just have my ups and downs, but more than anything, things have been good. I'm a little stuffy right now, little allergies.
Yeah.
But things are good.
And what's up and down mean?
Up and down is just I'm steady listening to I listen to the thoughts. I let the thoughts get to me.
And why do you do that?
Because I just I'm not fully aware of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not fully aware of them, but I do catch myself a lot more than I have before. And so I do the silent prayer. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't do it every morning, every night.
Well,
but,
suffer and die.
I know it.
What? Why are you not doing it every morning, every night when you know that you should never cease praying?
Because I can say it's laziness, and because I just be so worn out, and I know it's from the thought.
Yeah.
And just the day, period.
Because, let me ask you, I can prove it's just a lie from the thought. Do you still eat when you're worn out? Do you still eat?
Yep.
When you're worn out, do you still go to the bathroom?
Yeah, yes.
When you're worn out, do you still talk on the phone?
Yeah.
When you're worn out, do you still go to work?
Yes.
So everything but seeking the kingdom.
But you know what? You know, when I'm if I don't, and this shouldn't matter either. When I'm at work, and I was going to tell you about that. Remember when I called you back in like July, August, and I was worried about, about the new job, and I had to move out of my, my place where I was at the time.
Never ask a black man if he remembers.
That's right. But I did move. Me and the kids, we moved, and I did get that, the government job. Well, not government, school job and stuff like that, and it's beautiful home, and I enjoy my job, and I actually get the time to go, to the room, the spirit room, and to actually do the silent prayer for about 15 minutes.
And so you were worried about nothing. Listen to the devil.
Yeah, that's right, and you're exactly right. So now every day, like, and it's like I just tell myself, like, I just do what's in front of me. Don't worry about like the deals. Don't worry about, all this stuff that I used to. And it's just every day. It's like the thoughts come, just don't worry.
But yet you won't do the silent prayer so you can overcome the spirit, the false identity of word, period, because it's just another false identity. It's not even real.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. So, and that's all on me. I take full accountability for that. And when I wake up in the morning, I try to close my eyes. I lay there, and I just lay there. But sometimes I feel like I'm not doing it correctly. But I still lay there for about 10 minutes and just lay there, and then the thoughts will come. And the thoughts are just, and like you said, they're going to be there. And it's like I have to, so that's the question. So when I'm laying there, and the thoughts, they're there. So do I just because I don't know, for some reason when they're there, I like to, it's not me. When I'm laying there and the thoughts are there, it's like I try to quickly resist them. I don't know if that's like a habit that's just, that was formed there, or what is that, Jess?
All you have to do is watch, and if you were to do the silent prayer morning and night, and then during the day practice being aware, if you're in your head thinking about the past or the future, which doesn't exist, bring it back. And you're going to naturally start catching them really fast. And then eventually they get weaker and weaker and weaker because you're getting more light and light and light from the Father, and they'll become weaker and weaker, and eventually they won't be there at all.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I noticed, like I said, when when the kids are, with their dad and I'm listening to you, and we get together, what I gained from listening to you and also doing the silent prayer, all that, what I gain, I give it to my kids. And they, sometimes they'll start.
Hold on, Calandra. Hold on. Let me take a quick break. I'll come back and finish this in your super chats and more phone calls back in a moment. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true. It's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Okay, folks, welcome back. 888-7753-773. Quick announcements, all right? Coming up at the top of this hour is the HakeReport.com. The HakeReport.com at 9 a.m. from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And after that, at 11 a.m. Pacific time, the Joel Friday TV. Joel Friday TV, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And after that, the American Anchor Baby at 12 p.m. Pacific time. The American Anchor Baby. All right? And thank you all for your support. I do appreciate it. Go to rebuildingtheman.com and make a donation to my nonprofit. We are rebuilding the man we're rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man, and we're uniting the races with truth. And amazing things are happening. We have an entrepreneur program. We're building this network, 24-hour talk for men, by men. And the women's forum, men's forum, women's forum, church on Sunday, counseling. We got a lot going on. So go to rebuildingtheman.com to make a donation there. buymeacoffee.com/Jesse JLP Talk. And or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make the donations. All right. I want to just ask Hassan a quick question, and then I get back to the phone call. Hassan, how come black people, they're so-called, I think they call themselves like Israelite or something?
Yeah, black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, Hebrew Israelite. Why is it that they want to be the Jew, the real Jew? The real Jew. Why do they? Oh, I forgot to tell you, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. My bag. Why is it that the blacks want to so badly to be the black Jews? What is it in it? What is in it for them?
I'm not sure. You know, I think, like you said, it just allows them to maybe refute Christianity or what they may see as the, like you said, white man religion, or, you know, just the ego thing, I think.
Oh, so the black Israelites, it's just coming from the hatred of the whites and the Jews. And so they want to find something to make themselves feel better by saying that they are. Because they ain't got no money. They don't look like it ain't doing nothing for them.
Yeah, just false identity, you know, giving some sort of, some false identity and ego, I suppose.
Do you know what the real Jews think about the blacks thinking that they are the Jews?
I don't know. I know some that kind of go along with it and feed into it.
Are they liberal Jews or something?
Yeah, those happen to be, yeah.
What a mess.
And then I know some that say that, they're insane.
Everybody trying to be something.
Well, it's like you said, too, about the first, Garden of Eden. Our Armenians say that, Garden of Eden is there.
Yeah.
Mesopotamia and Iraqis say it's there. Africa, so everyone wants to be first and be the original.
All for the thrill of it. What a mess. Because if you're the real Jew, you ain't going to try to prove it to no one. You just be the real Jew. What a mess. Anyway, let me go back to Calandra out of Tennessee. Calandra, go ahead. Thank you for holding.
No problem at all. Hey, Jess, I went back to, remember I told you I went to go forgive my mom. My mom that adopted me. And so I had to live with her. Me and the kids had to live with her for about a week and a half, 2 weeks actually, until our new place was ready. And when we moved over there, and the lady, she was accusing me of stealing stuff. She accused me.
Your real mother?
No, my biological mom. She's in Texas, but the one that adopted me, which is my aunt.
Oh, okay. She accused you of stealing while you were there this last time?
Yes, before we moved into our home now, she accused me for stealing her bleach, her towels, her dishes, her pots and pans and stuff like that, her whatnot. And then she started accusing my son for stealing stuff. And so it was just so bad,
Yeah.
So it was so bad. And it reminded me, and I told myself I think I had to go through this, because when I went through all this, Jesse, let me tell you, it kind of reminded me when you said that, how when you go and forgive, you'll have that mother or that person that go find other people to go against you, because you're not agreeing or you're not a part of it no more.
They will build an army against you, absolutely.
Yes, and I felt like she did that because her kids, her grown adult kids was like, they were ignoring the fact that what she was doing. They was like, oh, well, that's normal, and you know how she is. If you stole something out of her house, just go ahead and give it back to her. And I'm like, what the hell? Why would I steal this lady's house, like our mom's house? Like I'm on the right path. So I'm doing, really well. Like I'm not trying to mess anything
That's right.
Of that nature up.
Yeah. Well,
so
just how did you handle it when she said that? How did you feel within when she said it?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was okay with it when she would start doing that to me. I just wasn't caring. I just okay, it's fine. So when she pointed at my son with this little evil in her eyes, that's when I was like, whoa, now you're attacking my son. So, and I went off, but it wasn't in an angry way. It was one of those things. Was like, look, you do not need to talk to my son like this. I said, me and my kids, we don't need to steal anything from you.
And so, are you done with her now?
Yes, and I actually feel better.
Oh,
I
good.
actually feel better. There's a strength. Now it's I'm not obligated to talk to this lady or to have anything to do with him. And so it's and now when I talk to my sister, she got mad. She was like, what is this obligation, man? I said, you wouldn't understand. I said, because you still under the umbrella of her. So you wouldn't understand.
Well, what I want to encourage you, just stay with the silent prayer. Make sure you stay with that. Go back to that so that you can overcome the imagination and just stay on that straight and narrow and you'll be fine.
Yes. Can I answer the biblical question and I'm going to let you go?
Why are you afraid of anyone on earth?
And I can honestly say that when I heard the biblical question, it was a form of weakness. And it's I've always been this scary person for some reason. Fear has driven my life, for a long time. And so it was if I can get to the center of it, but God revealed it to me, So yeah, so it can go away.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll put my little 2 cents in about the question, but if you do the silent prayer, just watch. He will take it away from you.
Okay. Well, that's it.
But you got to commit to that.
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you, Coletta,
yes.
for responding to the biblical question. I'll put my little 2
Absolutely.
cents in on Sunday, and congratulations with your new home and all that.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, crew. Yeah. And y'all have a good day.
You too. Call me again.
I sure will. Have a good one.
Okay, you too. There's a line at 888-775-3773. Adrian out of New York. Adrian, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well. How are you?
I'm doing well. 3 for 3. Man, and every time I call you, I get right through. It's amazing. So I guess I'm supposed to talk to you. So what I wanted to say is a nonsense call. Not really, but I was watching some old movies this weekend. I was watching Big Country, the original Magnificent Seven, Two Sir with Love, and another one with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. Not A Piece of the Action. It was the other one, right? I forgot the name of it. And I was blown away, especially with country, because you know how you always say when men were men and boys were boys and girls were girls and,
Right.
And the dialogue and the action was amazing.
Yeah.
Gregory Peck, I always loved him.
Yeah.
I always wanted him to be my father from Kill a Mockingbird. But when I tell you about the Western Big Country, amazing. The dialogue, like the stuff he was saying, and he was just like, and they're all silent, like the men, even when they got ready to fight or whatever, it was thought out, thoughtful. They didn't take any crap from the women in the movie, but in a very dignified, authoritative kind of way. And just the things they were saying, and I was like, wow, a lot of people should watch these old movies because the content of the movie, even though stuff was going on at the time, trying to brainwash people, for some reason, some of the movies were just honest about the way things were. And I was just blown away. And then on the...
Well, that's what I mean about... I'm glad that I was born when I was born because I know when it was in my country beforehand, and right. I see what it is now. And believe me, America at one time was an amazing country. Growing up in Alabama and everything, it was amazing. Yeah. And now it just turned to pure hell. But this generation don't have anything to compare it with. They don't have.
Well, they should watch some of these old movies because they would be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not acting like a man. Gregory Peck is acting like a man. And To Serve with Love with Sidney Poitier. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
I've seen it, absolutely.
Okay, so I never thought he was a handsome man, but I was watching the movie this week, and I was like, what a charismatic, amazing man he was.
Yeah.
And even the other movie that was that he directed and Bill Cosby was in it, Richard Pryor, all the stars from that time.
Yeah.
And
what I liked about those black movies back then is that black people then wasn't blaming white folks. They weren't into trying to be better than the white folks and all that. And yet their talent was being displayed into the world, right? And anyone would watch the movies back then, and it wasn't like now. It wasn't about affirmative actions and all that crap. Black people have no talent anymore because they're not required to bring out the best that's in them. They're doing it without having to earn it, and it's just making everything bad for them.
That's what I was going to say. When I was growing up, I'm a 70s child, and I'm in my 50s, and I was telling my husband, who happens to be white, I was like, I'm mixed. And I was like, it's amazing. I said, you watch these films, with the black films, and I was like, do you see color or you just see the character? I was like, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
I was like, and the women, so classy, so dignified. And I was like, and now all you have is, even the award shows are so disgustingly ghetto. I'm like, black people, you need to go back. You need to watch these films because you guys are sitting up here acting like everything was suffrage, and it wasn't. And even if there were things going on, you didn't know about it. It was none of your business.
Yeah.
And they still did it with dignity and class, but they looked American, like Ella Fitzgerald. I don't know what I'm trying to describe.
But you're absolutely right.
Moment.
Blacks have no talent. They're all victims now and poor men.
And the movies and the way they act, everybody follows as the years progress with the stereotyping, right?
Yeah.
They all act like the stereotype.
They
like,
do.
I don't.
What
I
a
don't,
mess.
They can't be Ella Fitzgerald. They can't be Lena Horne.
Yeah.
They know nothing about these women, and they all think they're the first at something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not the first at anything. But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
I appreciate
and don't
it.
forget about Nefarious. You got to see that movie.
I will. I got so many now I got to catch up with, but I definitely will.
All right. Love you. Love you
too.
all. Thank you.
Thank
Talk to
you
later.
very
Bye.
much, Adrian. Amazing.
Okay.
Super chat. Super
chats. Over on Buy Me a Coffee, Amazing Asia bought you a coffee saying, "Hey, JLP, if I'm pregnant and I have 2 other children, should I tell them? I don't know if it's their business since they aren't going to help me raise the baby." What do you think?
She should tell who?
Her other children.
That she's going to have children?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell them if you want. It's not emergency. But if you're talking to her, oh, by the way, I'm having some more baby. I'm having my baby. Absolutely.
All right.
But it's not nothing you got to make a special phone call for. Just that if you're talking to them and you're having a regular conversation, you can mention it. If you want to, but if you don't, there's nothing wrong with that either. You can just keep it to yourself, have your baby. What the? Thank you, and congratulations, by the way.
Henry Ford lives with a diamond. Small hats equals big problems. Greatest lesson to learn. And he's referring to Jewish people.
Oh, well, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
Right. Brother Sonny says, "Good morning, Jesse Lee Peterson and crew." Over on Kick. Thanks, man.
Good morning on Kick/JLP Talk.
No, it's kick.com/Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh.
Close.
Well.
Proton Broton is a monthly supporter on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson.
Thank you.
She evil. Listen to that ego. Referring to one of the callers who said she's not evil.
No. How you going to call and say I'm not evil? No. Thank you.
Coffee Talk with Sandra gave a diamond saying, "Don't give up on your wives, please."
I won't, Sandra. I will not give up on you. Thank you.
Proton Broton with another monthly supporter. "Happiness is not real, I agree. Used as a trap to keep you searching for happiness."
You don't want happiness, you want perfect peace. Christ came that we might have perfect peace. Happiness come and go, and it's based on something outwardly. Maybe you have a good thought, or maybe somebody did something nice for you. But that's not the real deal. Thank you.
Jesse was belting out the theme? Asks Canadian David over on Rumble. He's a monthly supporter. I guess he either heard or saw you, maybe, belting out the theme song at the beginning of this hour.
Oh, her son turned the mic on when I was singing. Stand up.
Oh, terrible.
Amazing. Thank you.
It's so loud in here, too. Oh, my gosh. I have to exit quick the studio.
Oh, yeah?
When you're yelling.
Oh, yeah?
Because you don't realize how loud it is when you have your earphones on. You know when I say, "Hey, guys," and it's all loud?
Yeah.
Sometimes I have my earphones off and I say it. I'm like, I quiet myself.
I know, it's loud.
Greenwald bought a coffee.
Hey, guys! Why are you laughing?
He said it all high-pitched.
I did?
Yeah. Making me blush. Greenwald.
I see you turning red or pink.
Greenwald bought a coffee. If you play a country song backwards, you get your dog, truck, and wife back.
Well, don't play it backwards then.
Evil.
Thank you.
Evil is real bought a coffee. Human beings cannot self-control, but can the blacks self-control? He asks.
What's wrong with the blacks? No, they can't. I really, and some blacks are waking up and they are becoming under control. The spirit of the Father is bringing them under control, but what's wrong with the blacks? What a mess.
Mike Young with the coffee. Hey, Jesse, I have nothing against parents being concerned for their children. But my question is, Jesse, do you think that when parents are being overprotective and being concerned, do you think it tends to weaken the children?
100%. 100%, Mike.
Thank you. Coffee Talk with Sandra donated 6 more diamonds, one of them saying, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
That's for sure. Thank you.
Evil is real with the coffee. Jesse, if you pray for peace for Israel, and I pray for complete and total destruction and annihilation of both sides, which prayer will sway God the most?
Well, the one that wishing all people well is what sway God, and the other one sways the devil.
I pray for an ocean of glass, he says. We need to arm both sides with nukes.
Ooh. What the? Wish them well. It's a man or woman?
He's a man.
Oh, wish them well. What the? They can't see. That's why they're fighting. They cannot see. Amazing. Thank you.
Evil Israel has a biblical question answer?
Oh, okay. Why are you afraid of anyone on earth?
He says, I am afraid of James Hake because he is friends with Destiny. And if those two teamed up against me, they could uppercut both my shins at the same time. Midgets be mean in their size medium and small t-shirts. Scary stuff.
What the? Amazing.
Doesn't sound like a serious answer, Evil Israel.
I put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Can we hold it there? I want to get a cup of coffee.
Certainly we can.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. Let me go to let's see here. Our first time caller out of Florida, Daniel. Daniel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Daniel.
How you doing? Good. I watch the show all the time, man, and you helped me a lot because I'm from Haiti, and I was kidnapped by Haitians, and I was abused, brought to Florida, and I realized that there is no difference between white and black because the people that kidnapped me, that made me suffer, they used me as a CNA to clean butt, and they never give me citizenship, and I was pretty much slave to them, and they were black. You know what I mean? When I got older, the only person I really looked out for me was a white person. He became my friend. He let me use his truck. They never gave me citizenship, but he still helped me out, you know. And I was really angry, you know. Now I got my own family. I got 9 kids, my wife, and I just got my citizenship, my permit, when I was 30, and now I'm 33. I just got my driver license in January of this year, you know, and they never really helped me out. And I was really angry, you know. Now I forgive everybody because at the end of the day, I'm here in the United States, a great country in the world, and there's a positive to the story, you know?
Yeah. How old were you when you were kidnapped?
I was about 1 year old.
Oh, yeah?
But I came to the United States when I was 12, 13.
And so when they kidnapped you was 1 or you were 12?
I won, but they brought me in the United States at 12. I stayed in Haiti.
Oh, I see. They kidnapped you in Haiti when you were 1, and then they brought you over here when you were 12 or 13?
Yes, sir.
Have you forgiven them?
Yes, I this year I did. Yes, after, you know, I found God, and, you know, I got baptized and started saying the words and more. And now I'm striving for the best for my family. I got 6 boys, 3 girls.
Whoa!
Between me and my wife, you know. We're struggling, but by the grace of God, we pushing forward every day. You know? And I want to thank you for that because I watch a lot of your videos and it started making sense, you know. And
yeah. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes.
Yes. Stay with that.
Night.
And I'm glad to hear that you forgave the kidnappers too, because there's never, ever, I don't care what happens to you, there's never a reason to be angry at all. And you will always be free as long as you stay away from anger.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I mean, that's one thing I'm working on, especially for my kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told them there's always a better way.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to look at the positive side in every story. My positive side is I'm here, you know. I have my own family now because I still don't know who my mom is or my dad. Or
Wow.
if I can, you know what I mean?
Daniel, can you call me again because the computer gonna cut it? Will you call me again?
Yeah, on the same number?
Yeah. Amazing story, man.
I appreciate it, Jay.
All right, buddy.
I could send you a picture of the family whenever you want, man.
All
Beautiful
right.
family.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Call you right now or call you later?
No, another day. Yeah, on the show here.
Oh, definitely will, man. Definitely will. God bless you, man. Thank you. Keep doing the positive work, man.
I will. God bless you, buddy. Okay.
All right, you too, buddy.
Bye. The Hake Report is coming up now. And after that, Joel Friday TV. And after that, the American Anchor Baby. Stay on that straight and narrow, folks. I'm telling you. Become your own man. Become your own woman. You will not regret it. That's what life is. Do the silent prayer and forgive. Don't hold anything against anyone for any reason. And you will be free. Thank you all. Amazing calls. I can't take any more calls today, and I'm out of time. Country Western Tuesday, huh? And tomorrow is Manhood Hour, the third hour. Have a good one, folks. It's a spiritual battle. Have a good one.
Look, stand up, we got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you, he put that lightning in you, igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama, better stop at the drama, better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa. Know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.